This is Mom Greco, and I'm going to teach you how to make lasagna today. I'm going to put my noodles in water right now to boil because, as you see, I've prepped everything for my lasagna. Everything is ready, so it shouldn't take me any more than 7 minutes to get everything prepared. Okay? So I've put at least 6 quarts of water with salt, plenty of salt, and the water has to come to a very vigorous boil, and then you're going to put the lasagna in. While that's boiling, I'm going to put all my ingredients for my lasagna in a bowl so that I can mix it. And my first ingredient is 1 egg. I always put in 1 egg to bind everything together. So I'm going to just give that a fast whip. And some salt and pepper. Now, I don't use a lot of meat in my lasagna, but that's to your preference. I usually put 4 or 5 meatballs, no more than that, because I don't like a lot of meat. And then I mince them. Everything will melt when it's cooking, so you don't have to be that precise on anything. Okay? And that's done. And now we're going to add that to the egg. My ricotta has been draining for a few hours because most of the ricotta has a lot of liquid in it. And if you don't take most of the liquid out, your lasagna is going to be watery. I put it in a colander, and I put a dish under it, and I periodically go over to it and move it around so that the liquid comes out. Okay? And now I've chopped, I have a 1-pound block of mozzarella. Part of it is going to go on the top, and part of it is going to go into the lasagna. So the part in the lasagna has been cubed, and the part that's going to go on top of the lasagna has been sliced. And now I'm going to add some grated cheese, which I've grated. Make sure you use fresh ingredients. That's very important to a dish. And this is Pecorino Romano. But if you wanted to use Parmigiano, if that's your taste, that's fine. I use Pecorino Romano. And now just mix everything together. And now I'm going to check my lasagna because I don't make it boil too long, because it's going to cook in the oven. I would think it needs a few more minutes. I have my sauce prepared here, and next time I'll show you how to make homemade Italian gravy with meatballs and spare ribs and sausage and pepperoni. Okay, and you add about 1 scoop of sauce to the bottom of your lasagna pan. You don't want too much of it because then the lasagna will be very watery. You just want to coat the bottom. And I forgot to tell you to put in your seasoning, I also put a little bit of parsley, dry parsley. If you have fresh, that's fine. But if you have dry, it adds color and it adds a little bit of texture. Okay? So that's the other ingredient that I forgot to tell you. I'm now going to drain my lasagna noodles. Now, as soon as it's drained, I start putting cold water in the pot that I boil them in, because you cannot handle them, they'll be so hot. And the idea of the no-boil lasagna, I've tried it a few times. It's not for me. They don't seem to come out right. They come very doughy and glue. So I'd rather give mine a boil for about 7 minutes when they feel a little pliable. And then I shake it out. As you're fixing them, the water will come out. But make sure there's no water in it because everything will get very doughy. Okay, so I have all my ingredients. Now, some people put sauce in between each layer. I do not, but that's to your preference. And I start with three pieces of lasagna across my pan. And if they're broken, don't worry about it because they'll all get together. Okay? And now I get my ingredients. And as best you can, figure out how much you're going to put on each layer. If you have less on one than another, that doesn't matter. It's all going to get together. Okay? And now I'm going to get another layer of noodles. And as you're taking them out, try to make sure the water is off them. Okay? Then we're going to start with our next layer. After you've cooked it for approximately an hour, you're going to let it set in the oven. You're going to shut the oven off, and you're going to let it set in the oven. And that's so that you don't have, when you go to cut it, you have pieces going all over the place, and it doesn't look nice when you serve it.
What temperature does your oven stay on for the lasagna?
I think I'm going to put it 370. It's between 350 and 375. We are going to cover it so that everything can melt nicely. And then the last 10 minutes, you're going to take the cover off it, and you're going to make it set.
You cover it with aluminum foil?
Yes, I cover. And what I've purchased is, I purchased aluminum foil that's non-stick, because you have a tendency that when you make lasagna and you put the foil on it, it has a tendency to stick to the lasagna. Okay, we're on our last layer. Now we're going to put some grated cheese. Okay. Just dust it with grated cheese. And now we're going to put our slices of mozzarella on top. And you don't have to be perfect. You know, whatever you can do. Just layer it on. That'll make a nice crust on top of your lasagna. And if you have extra, either someone wants to eat it, or you can just keep piling it on. And now this is where you want to be a little more generous with your sauce. So I go over each piece, cover it, and now I'm going to cover it with foil. Thank you. And this is the non-stick foil. Okay. Cover it. The cover is on it now. I'm going to remove the cover, shut the oven off, and let it stay in for 10 minutes so it can set. Okay? It's been 1 hour, and our lasagna is ready to come out. Okay? Be very careful because it's very hot. Okay? And here it is, ready to eat and enjoy. Enjoy your lasagna. Bye now.